So I found the differences between philosophers and sophists very interesting. To be honest, until I watched Professor Deaton's video on the philosophers and sophists, I didn't have a full idea of what a sophist actually was, so it was very interesting to me. But from the selection of Plato's sophists, philosophers answer questions based on truth and knowledge. So they always have the truth in mind. Philosophers want to provide an objective analysis, as sophists claim to know pretty much everything when they actually don't. They have a predetermined conclusion in mind, and they're just really not trustworthy in that aspect. So that was the difference that I found between philosophers and sophists, was that philosophers are based on more of truth and knowledge, and sophists kind of just think they know what they know, or know everything about what there is to be talked about. So I want to go ahead and get started with my argument that I analyzed, and the argument I chose to analyze was the mask mandate drop in the Virginia school systems. So there was a new governor elected, Glenn Youngkin, and he dropped the Virginia school mask mandate that started this past Monday, January 24th. This article was published January 24th at 10:01 p.m. and the link is at www.nbcwashington.com, and the hyperlink will also be found in my post on D2L. The new governor of Virginia lifted the statewide school mask mandate, and that started, like I said, on January 24th. Well, the parents in 7 different school boards did not agree with this mask mandate drop. So the 7 different school boards are filing a lawsuit against Glenn Youngkin's decision to drop the school mask mandate. And the conclusion I found was that Glenn Youngkin stated that it's everybody's personal decision to either be vaccinated and or wear a mask. But what the school systems have said, the lawsuit filed, is that school systems will be able to run their schools the way they see fit and the way they want to run it. So if they want to have a mask mandate, they can have a mask mandate. So for my premises, I do have my diagram here that shows each premises. So I have my 1 plus 2 and 4 plus 5, the 3 plus 6, and then the 7. So the 7 would be the conclusion, with the intermediate conclusions here in the middle, and then the assigned premises. So for my assigned premises, I have stated, number 1, the governor of Virginia dropped the school mask mandate. Number 2, COVID cases are still on the rise. So that premises of COVID cases are still on the rise. Parents did not agree with the mask mandate drop. And then 7 different school boards filed lawsuits against the mask mandate drop. For my intermediate conclusions, I stated that the 7 school boards filed lawsuits against Governor Glenn Youngkin. And Glenn Youngkin states that it is a personal decision to wear a mask and or be vaccinated. And then for my conclusion that they found, it is now stated that if a student does not wear a mask in their school, they are to do online virtual schooling, and they have to be located in the auditorium located in that specific school. So that was the conclusion for that. The premises are credible, and they all work together to form the conclusion, and they logically support the conclusion based on the evidence that I found. The argument is strong due to it being straightforward, to the point, and the premises support the conclusion based on the argument, and there are no reasoning fallacies involved, just because I have point-by-point premises that comes to the conclusion of, if the students are in school and they do not wear a mask, then they are to be located in the school's auditorium and do virtual online learning. So I thought that this article was super interesting just because the fact that most states do not have a mask mandate anymore. And then Virginia decided to lift the school mask mandate, and now there are lawsuits being filed against the governor. So that was my argument that I decided to analyze.